Mark Rogers TV talking Michigan State and Oregon. And if you're interested in doing sales for Mark Rogers TV, contact me at the information below on the screen. All right, last year, the Ducks, the Spartans, traded punches for more than 3 quarters as Michigan State led at one point, 27-19. The fourth quarter saw the Ducks finish with a 28-0 flurry to send Michigan State home, kind of wondering what hit them. In total, the Ducks racked up 491 total yards of offense, 46-27 final. Okay, the quarterback who orchestrated one of the great offenses in recent memory in college football history, well, he's trying to figure out the NFL game in Tennessee right now. Meanwhile, Eastern Washington transfer Vernon Adams Jr. seems like he has the talent to take over for Mariota. He led FCS in pass efficiency in 2014. Does he have the game, the knowledge, the resolve to do it in East Lansing at night against a Sparty defense? Well, Mariota has departed. The speed has stayed at Oregon. Byron Marshall, Royce Freeman, Charles Nelson's back this week after missing week 1. All dynamic playmakers who combine various levels of speed, quickness, elusiveness, and yes, even power. Talking about Royce Freeman in particular. He gained 6.8 yards per carry on the ground against Michigan State's #1 rush efficiency defense last year. Adams may prove just as dangerous as Mariota in terms of athleticism. He can tuck it and run. He racked up 94 yards rushing last week against his old school, Eastern Washington. The Spartans, of course, they boast the no-fly zone defense. Michigan State has emerged as one of the nation's premier defenses in recent years, since basically 2010, when they really broke onto the scene in tying for the Big Ten championship. But that was all that defensive play under Pat Narduzzi as defensive coordinator. He is now the head coach at Pitt, of course. His loss may never be accurately measured, certainly not after one game. Michigan State shut down the run versus Western Michigan, but showed itself pretty vulnerable versus wide receiver Corey Davis in giving up 24 points. Davis has a legitimate shot at playing on Sundays, while Oregon brings all those guys I talked about previously. They have NFL talent. They're coming to Michigan State. So it's not just one guy to key on. Of course, they come at you in waves with the Ducks. Trey Wayne's first-round draft pick in 2015 couldn't do much to slow down the Ducks last year. Of course, he's gone. Converted safety Demetrius Cox and redshirt freshman Vayante Copeland are now the starters at the corner spots. Of course, there are going to be more cornerbacks on the field against the spread attack. Despite consistent pressure against Zach Terrell last week, Western Michigan found a lot of success consistently through the air with 365 yards passing. Corey Davis led the way with 10 receptions for 154 yards as the Broncos gashed the Spartans for 5 plays of plus 20 yards passing. Historically, Oregon's overwhelming offense has shriveled up away from Eugene against big opponents. So think about it. Ohio State, 2010 Rose Bowl, national championship game last year. You have Auburn in the 2010 national championship game. You've got LSU in the season opener of 2011. Of course, Stanford did it back-to-back in claiming the Pac-12 championship in 2012 and 13. Despite a banner 2014 when Michigan State looked athletically mismatched, it was against Ohio State, it was against Oregon, like we talked about, and even against Baylor at times, even though they pulled off the miracle win in trailing by 20 points in the fourth quarter. Mark D'Antonio has talked about the next step, the big expectations, despite all the big accomplishments for this program and finishing in the top 5 the past 2 years and winning back-to-back major bowl games. They need to join the elite of college football. That's the next step, and the next step is Saturday night with Oregon in town. I like Connor Cook. I like Michigan State's ground game to get it done against Oregon, but it is going to be a great game. Michigan State 37, Oregon 34. That's the pick. Would love to hear from you right here on Mark Rogers TV.